Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Monday Morning Quarterback Show, episode number 6. We're pretty sorry about this past week. Me and Sean, just pretty busy people, but we weren't able to get our pick'ems in. But we are here for reactions, of course, as always on Sunday night, in the middle of the Sunday night football game between the Chargers and the Steelers. Right now, the Chargers are currently winning 25-10. But we'll get into that game later. But a lot of crazy things going on in the NFL this weekend. Jonathan Taylor, is he the MVP? Bills brutal loss to the Dolphins. But we'll get into all that stuff later on. But Sean, how you doing today?
I'm good. Unfortunately, tough week for us Bills fans. Just I'll get into my rant later about it, but I'm just struggling right now. I can't tell if we're good or not. I feel like a lot of fan bases are in that situation right now though. But the league's just super open, so I guess that kind of makes it exciting because it gives it some fun, but as a fan of the team, I'm definitely upset.
Yeah, and like Sean said, we'll get into that whole Bills game because obviously Sean has his opinions on the game as well as I do for my Patriots against the Bucks. But before we get into these week 10, can't believe we're in week 10, Sean, already. It's unbelievable. But before we
Sucks.
get into these week 10 reactions, make sure to go follow Sean on TikTok at Buffalo Banter. He posts great content over there. And follow me on TikTok at Patriot Status or Matthew Cabral. Same with Twitter. Sean also posts on Twitter and Instagram. And make sure to subscribe for more of this content, guys. It helps us out a lot. You guys have been showing great support lately. Consistent viewers. You guys have been amazing. And me and Sean are having a great time doing this. So if you guys want to see more of this, make sure to drop a subscription for me and Sean. And we're gonna keep pumping out videos for you guys because we love doing it and we're having a great time. But enough of that. On to week 10. We'll start with the morning game. We got the Colts defeating the Atlanta Falcons 31-25 in Berlin. Sean, I'll let you start with your reaction to this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Going into it, I thought the Falcons were gonna give them a game, and they certainly did.
Mhm.
Just like most teams this year, they were just unable to stop Jonathan Taylor. I mean, Jonathan Taylor had almost 250 rushing yards. 250. Like that is insane. He had 32 carries.
And he had
There's
three
not
touchdowns.
there's not many teams that are able to say that they have a running back that can, get 32 carries in a game and be able to put up those types of numbers, but
Yeah.
he's just been a freak. Tyler Warren remaining consistent for them. He's their leading pass catcher. He's arguably the offensive rookie of the year. Um, Not a great game, if I'm being honest, from Daniel Jones. Three fumbles. He only lost one, but he was just really feeling that pressure from the Falcons defense.
Yeah.
Bijan with a decent game on the ground. He had 84. And then Drake London, their leading pass catcher again. I mean, he's, clearly becoming the go-to guy for Michael Penix, and rightfully so. He's been incredible.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. Again, Falcons can't really, tell what type of team they're going to be. I mean, they looked solid against the Colts. Obviously, Colts still dropped 30 on them. But I think the difference between this week and last week for the Colts is just like their offense functions 10 times better when they have Jonathan Taylor running the ball effectively. And it's super hard to rely on Daniel Jones for them if, he's not able to kind of carry that offense and put it on his back. So it looks like that's just kind of gonna kind of have to be the recipe for success for them, because I don't think Daniel Jones is that type of quarterback, I guess, yet, that can kind of put a team on his back in the playoffs if they, are struggling to run the ball.
Yeah. I don't want to overreact too much, but these past 2 weeks, last week against Pittsburgh, Daniel Jones turnovers galore for the whole offense. And this week kind of looked a little bit of the same. He struggled under pressure today. Granted, the Falcons are one of the best pass rushing teams in the NFL. I mean, they have a stud duo in Jalen Walker and James Pierce on the edge. And we know that Raheem Morris loves to bring pressure there. But Jonathan Taylor, Sean, you're gonna agree with me when I say this. You could argue he's the best player in the NFL. He's the best football
At
player
the
in the
moment,
world.
yeah.
I mean, he's on pace to break the touchdown record. Because again, last week he had a down week. Oh, Jonathan Taylor, might come back. No, he's right. This is his best game of the year. Um, it's just consistent, big play after big play. And I don't think you can't give your running back 32 carries a game. It's not sustainable. He's gonna get worn down. Just he's a human. We have to remember that these people are humans, but Jonathan Taylor is probably the best player in the NFL right now. It's pretty hard not to have him at least top 2 in the MVP conversations right now. He's unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't love how Daniel Jones looked today, to be honest. Had a really poor interception at the end of the first half. Fumbled a bunch. I know he lost one. Didn't look like these past 2 weeks haven't looked like Daniel Jones that we've seen the first, 7 weeks. But again, I don't want to overreact too much. The Colts still find a way to win. And with Atlanta, I think they're too good of a team not to compete in every game that they're in. I think they're going to be in most of the games that they play in just because of the talent that they have on both sides of the ball. I just don't think that they're good enough to either. And a lot of that has to do with coaching, Sean. You know my opinions on their coaching. Their offensive coordinator is abysmal. Again, another poor call game. I mean, they run play action sometimes where it looks like Bijan, who's one of the smartest players in the NFL, looks like he doesn't know what's happening. They're in pistol like 75% of the time. Michael Penix, another inefficient game, 12 completed passes. Yeah, I think Atlanta has good pieces to build around for sure, like good young pieces. But I don't really love how they use Bijan. I don't think they throw today specifically. They don't throw him the ball enough, and I understand Bijan's an elite pass protector. You want him chipping edge rushers. You want him back for max protection and stuff like that. But I almost think they don't give him the ball enough. That's how good Bijan Robinson is. You watch the guy. I think Bijan Robinson's a top 5 talent in the NFL, just overall skill set wise. I think Atlanta is just a very poorly coached football team that has the talent that can somewhat overcome that. But there's only so much talent. There's only, so much talent can do for a team when you're that poorly coached of a team. Their clock management at the end of the first half. I don't know if you saw this, Sean. The Colts had a 3rd and long, and Atlanta didn't call a timeout. They wanted to let the clock run down.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
They wanted to let the clock run down so the Colts, in case they did get like a 3rd and 12, didn't have time. But it's like the way your defense is playing this year, especially the secondary, why wouldn't you call a timeout and give them a chance? Jesse Bates gets an interception, and there's like 18 seconds left.
Yeah, they had 12 seconds, I think.
Yeah, something like that, where it's like you could have had like 40 seconds left with, like 10 or 15 yards to get into field goal range. It's just those are the kind of things I'm talking about with the coaching staff. It's a very poorly coached Falcons team with a lot of talent, pretty much on every level. And we'll see. I don't really know if Michael Penix is ever going to be like a game-breaking quarterback. I think we can both agree on that. He's kind of just going to manage this offense. But again, this isn't a good offense for a quarterback to run, especially a young one with the way that Zach Robinson draws the plays up and just runs it. But Colts take the win.
I think they should use Bijan almost like the Niners use McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he's just such a good pass catcher. Like McCaffrey, I want to say he's like top 3 in receptions right now, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Bijan has that same skill set. I think they should be using him the exact same way out of the pass game. Throw him in the slot, give him more passes out of the backfield, just get him the ball as much as you physically can, because when he's in space, he's your best player.
100%. And I don't want to sound like a hypocrite by saying this because, again, it's a win, and wins in the NFL are hard, and you have to give the Colts credit. Bad time zone, obviously, for both teams, but a win's a win. And the Colts are continuing to find ways to win, especially against a team like Atlanta, who has given teams fits. And I think they're, like I said, they're going to consistently do that. I just don't think they're a well enough coach team to, win games. But Tyler Warren, Sean, I agree. Guy's a stud. He had an unbelievable catch on I think it was fourth down.
Very nice play.
He is. He could do everything. He's a great blocker. But good win for the Colts. And they move on to 8-2 going into week 11. Next game up, the Jets getting a little bit of a win streak on here, Sean. Defeating the Cleveland Browns 27-20. Justin Fields with 6 completions this game. Sean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this is just a toilet bowl of all games. People, I mean, not really much to get excited about the Jets winning 2 in a row here, but I mean,
no.
If you're a Jets fan, whoop-de-doo, I guess. I was expecting a bigger game out of Judkins, I can't lie. He wasn't as efficient on the ground as what I was really expecting. Dylan Gabriel, not super efficient in the air, too. I mean, 167 yards and 2 touchdowns isn't bad, but he's averaging 5 per pass, sacked 6 times. I forget who it was. Was it Sherwood or Sherwood had like 4 sacks, I think.
Will McDonald,
Will
4
McDonald, right?
sacks.
I got them confused. Yeah. I mean, the Jets passing offense is just pitiful. I mean, Garrett
So
Garrett
bad.
Wilson Garrett Wilson got hurt at some point during the game. I'm not sure
Yeah,
when
he
it
did.
was exactly. Um, but I mean, Brees Hall is your leading pass catcher. We had one big play for 42 yards. Other than that, your highest pass catcher was 4 yards. I mean, it's just their passing offense is just you can't even like say a positive thing about it
Oh, yeah,
besides the talent of Garrett Wilson.
yeah.
But I mean, the special teams obviously wrote the story there. I mean, they had a kick return for a touchdown.
Mhm.
Um, Kicked it off back to the Browns. The Browns went 3 and out, punted the ball back. They got another punt return
Yep.
touchdown. I mean, it was just highlighted by special teams. I'm not impressed by the Jets win at all, if I'm
No,
being
God,
honest.
no. Those are the types of games that gets coordinators fired. I mean, the Browns special teams coordinator could have been his last game coach for Cleveland. I mean, that can't happen. Giving up 1 in a game is already horrible, let
Back
alone
to
2.
back though.
There's been like 5 total in the NFL, I think, this year, but like including those. So it's like
Yeah.
absolutely brutal for the Browns. But take away Brees Hall's 42-yard catch. Justin Fields had 12 passing yards this game. 12 passing yards.
That's not the first time he's done that this year either. Like he's had
No.
multiple games where he has like under 30.
And the problem is when you're playing in the NFL in 2025, if you don't have a passing offense that other teams have to drop for and be like, okay, we got to watch out for this. You're just not you're not a competent offense. And we obviously know that about the Jets. I mean, at least for Cleveland, like they still throw. I mean, Justin Fields had 6 completions. I don't know how they like move the ball on. I mean, they didn't really, to be honest. But Brees Hall, by the way, he's so underrated. Like, why did the Chiefs not trade for him? I
The
like
Chiefs wouldn't move up one round of a
my
pick to trade him.
mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling to not get a guy like that, which would, mightily help their team. But I mean, to me, if I'm a Jets fan, I'm happy about this game because solely for Aaron Glenn, because it feels like Aaron Glenn's job is definitely now secure going into next year. Just
Yeah,
because
they don't want to fire him either.
no, and the energy around the room seems pretty good.
I mean, you got Brees Hall driving a go-kart around the
Yeah,
locker room.
exactly. And like you don't want to be celebrating this much after 2 wins because it's like, all right, like we're 2-7 guys, but it's like to me this is more of a culture thing. But at the same time, it's like, all right, like
It's a moral victory.
If you're a Jets fan, like you don't want to keep stringing together these
Yeah.
wins because like you still want a top 3 pick, but that'll end next week when we'll get into our pick'ems. But for the Browns, you see Myles Garrett after the game, just he's so sick and tired of that franchise. Like they asked him about the offense, and he said, "That's not up to me. I'm just focused on my defense." And it's like their defense only gave up 13 points this game because
Yeah, it was 13.
Yeah, it's like I mean, there's not they let up 54 passing yards. Like there's really nothing.
And we know they have a good defense too.
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
know why Myles Garrett like
It's his fault.
I can commend his loyalty, but like you could have gone to such a better team, man.
It wasn't loyalty. It was just money. It was not
Well,
loyalty. I don't think it was loyalty.
yeah, I don't know. It's just why would you choose to go back there? You knew the situation you're going into. The defense is good, but other than that, it's just a shit show.
He could have gotten that money literally anywhere else. Like he could have gotten out of there. And like,
I mean, thank God he didn't go to Philly.
yeah, I know. I mean, he'll probably end up there in the offseason, but yeah, just the Browns are such a vanilla offense. Like Dylan Gabriel, like you said, Sean, like 5 yards per throw. It's like as a Pats fan, I watch obviously every game. I try to watch some film, but when I truly watched the whole game against the Browns, like Dylan Gabriel, like he barely even looks down the field. Like and like not that they really drop and he plays downfield anyways, but
I don't know if he can reach it.
there was one play against the Pats. I know it's a couple weeks back, but Isaiah Bond was literally wide open down the sideline, and Dylan Gabriel threw the ball like 4 seconds late, and it gave Marcus Jones enough time to go back and break the play up. But it's like the ball coming out of his hand is just a duck, and it's like if I'm the Browns, like why don't you just start Shedeur? And I'm not even a Shedeur guy at all, and I know Sean isn't either. Like we weren't high on him in the draft, but it's like he would give you a little spark in the organization because he's a Sander, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like Dylan Gabriel. The Browns fans are already so sick of him. You just see it on the media. The energy. I don't even think the team really wants him in there anymore. It's just already for this young kid. He's not even that young. He's like 25 years old. He played college for like 9 years, but Cleveland, Kevin Stefanski could get fired. Browns fans hate that guy too, or a lot of them do at least. But the personnel you're working with, it's like you got nothing really. But the play calling isn't great either. But Jets, two
You can't
wins.
really get that good of play calling when Dylan Gabriel's your quarterback.
You gotta make the playbook a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Next game up, one of the craziest games of the week, Sean. The Texans defeat the Jaguars 36-29 to keep their season alive. What happened in this game, Sean? I'll let you start.
I mean, Davis Mills. I mean, what a game!
Solid little game.
292 in the air, 2 touchdowns. Woody Marks was decent on the ground. He had 63 and a touchdown. Nico Collins back to doing Nico Collins things, 136 in the air on 7 catches. I don't know. Jaguars not seeing it with them. I mean, what's the record now? 5-4. I mean, I think they're starting to come back down to earth.
I got a take to give when you're all done your breakdown.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, because I don't want to interrupt you because I want you to keep going and breaking down the game but I have a take.
I mean, I don't have a ton because obviously I was focused on watching the Bills game, unfortunately. But I mean, I'm just not seeing it with Trevor Lawrence. 158 yards. I mean, they had 29 points, but I'm pretty sure they had a punt return touchdown as well. I could be mistaken. I think Parker Washington scored it.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, I mean, bright side, Jacoby Myers was your leading receiver. He only had 41 yards, but I mean, just another not great performance from the Jags. I'm not super. I just don't think. I think they're frauds. I'm not seeing it with them. I'll let you go ahead though. I don't have too much to say on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting to say this, and I've been talking to the slim amount of people that I'm around about this, but I've been really waiting to say this on the podcast, Sean. I've never been really high on Trevor Lawrence, but I'm completely out on him. I think he has hit his ceiling already, man. I think Trevor Lawrence is just for someone who didn't get to watch the game fully, I have to go back and watch the films. And I don't want Jaguars fans to quote me on this, but I've watched film on Trevor Lawrence. He's so mediocre. I'm sorry. He's just mid. Like, I look at the score. I'm like, okay, the Jags got 29. Like, I'm not watching it too closely. Trevor Lawrence, solid game, right? No. 13 for 23, 158 yards, touchdown pick, 27 QBR. It seems like that's kind of the stat line every week for Trevor Lawrence. Just a pick a game.
It does feel like he has the same thing every week.
Pretty inefficient, underwhelming. I'm sorry. I'm completely out on Trevor Lawrence. He is not a franchise quarterback. The Jags are going to be eating that contract with just an average quarterback that's maybe going to show flashes every now and then because he's big and can run and he's tall and he has a big arm sometimes, but he's so inaccurate. I don't love his pocket presence at all. You lose to the Texans with Davis Mills. You scored 29 points on that defense that is elite, which is rare. And you let they couldn't move the ball with CJ Stroud. With that O-line, you let Davis Mills drop 36 points on you. 36 points. That was a huge playoff implication game because now you know what stinks? They're tied with the Chiefs now with the record, and you know what's going to happen there. The Chiefs are obviously going to take over that record at some point. Yeah. And that's a game you got to win if you're a Jags fan. And for Houston, the season is still kind of alive. I mean, we see that 7th wildcard spot in the AFC. It's pretty wide open right now. And if you get Stroud back healthy, hopefully from that concussion, obviously prayers up to him. And this offense can find a rhythm somehow. I mean, I did like how Davis Mills played because I think he's a lot more mobile than CJ Stroud, and he had a really nice rushing touchdown at the end of the game. I don't think Stroud's doing that, to be honest with you.
No.
But my biggest take is just the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence and the future of this team. I don't see Trevor Lawrence being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I think he's already hit his ceiling in year 2 and they went 9-8 and they beat the Chargers in the first round. I'm so out on Trevor Lawrence. And terrible, terrible, terrible loss for the Jacksonville Jaguars and a good win for Houston. Nico Collins looked back to form today. The defense was underwhelming, but again, special teams, touchdown. They held Trevor Lawrence to a pretty bad game. But good win for Houston.
Also, that Stingley interception was a crazy
I
catch.
know.
That was an insane play.
It was. He's a stud, but horrible game, horrible loss for Jacksonville against a backup quarterback and a struggling offense. And the Houston Texans with an absolutely massive win. Hopefully getting Stroud back next week. Who they got next week? They're playing the Titans. So they can hopefully, they could be 5-5 next week. So really good win for Houston. Jacksonville, bad. On to the next game. I'm a little bit nervous for this one, Sean. I'm going to sit back, relax, and let Sean take this one away. The Dolphins defeat the Bills in Miami 30-13 in a just devastating loss for the Bills. Sean, take it away.
The Buffalo Bills lost by 17 points to the Miami Dolphins in 2025. I don't know where to start because there's lots of places that I could start and it would make sense. First off, the play calling that Joe Brady does on a week-to-week basis genuinely needs to be studied. I don't think the amount of end-around jet sweeps that he has schemed for Elijah Moore that don't work, it amazes me. It amazes me, truly. And it's not just Elijah Moore either. There's plenty more that he schemes up. Josh Allen is 6'5", 240 pounds. We have a 4th and 1 around the 50-yard line. It's right around midfield. What do you think the smart play is here?
QB sneak up the middle.
Right. I think 99% of the population on Earth would agree with you on that. What do you think Joe Brady schemes up?
I didn't see the play, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he ran a play action fake to James Cook with Jackson Hawes on a go route. So what do we do on the play? Josh Allen throws a 50-50 ball to our blocking tight end on a 4th and 1. That play summed up the game perfectly. The pass game was, I feel so bad for Josh Allen. Didn't play good. His stats looked good because, we were behind and he had to just throw the ball and just do anything possible. But he did not play well. He was turning the ball over. The whole team was turning the ball over in situations you cannot turn the ball over in. Josh Allen threw a pick within the 5-yard line. James Cook fumbled while they were driving. We ran a tush push. Eventually, we decided to run the tush push.
Yeah, and
then Josh Allen decided to try and take 20 more yards on the play, and then the ball got punched out. It was just an embarrassing performance on offense against a Miami Dolphins defense that is not good at all. Another game that kind of proved if James Cook cannot get going in the run game, the pass game does not open up whatsoever, unless we're running like perfectly. Keon Coleman, he scored a touchdown. Hooray. He had 8 targets and caught 3 of them. Dalton Kincaid got hurt again. He had a hamstring injury. Cole Bishop had another solid game.
Yeah,
he had an interception. Maxwell Harrison got a second interception, which was cool, but he was getting torched by Waddle all game. Like Waddle was cooking him, which it's not an easy matchup, but after going toe to toe with Worthy, you would hope that he could have, hold his ground a little bit. The Bills continue to prove that they literally cannot stop running backs. Devon Achane had how many total scrimmage yards?
I thought he had 170 rushing. I know that.
He had 174 rushing, 51 in the air. So he had 225 scrimmage yards. I mean, it's the problem is it's just so redundant. The Bills have the same problem week in and week out where they cannot stop running backs. And there doesn't seem to be a scheme change. We didn't do anything in the trade deadline to try and improve that issue. It was just horrible. I mean, I'm getting like the amount of times that I wanted to just take something of value and just chuck it because I was getting so mad watching this team. It amazed me. Like we let the Miami Dolphins in 2025 score 30 points, and it's not even like Tua played good.
No, he didn't.
He
He
had
was
170
okay.
yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks.
He was
His
okay.
we had zero. We didn't get a single sack this game, which you need to get against Tua because Lord knows he's horrible when there's pressure on
Yeah,
him.
but
I know he
that's
gets the ball out fast, which
yeah.
is hard, but I mean, just, I can't even wrap. I'm still like trying to process how embarrassing of a game this was. I dropped a huge rant on TikTok as well, where I was just losing my mind. Um, just we let the 2025 Miami Dolphins score 30 on us, and we lost by 17. The Bills can't decide if they want to be a good team or not. I feel like we're the Falcons, but luckily we're in a better situation because, 1 week we beat the Chiefs, who are a supposed Super Bowl contender, and then we lose to the Dolphins by 17 points, who are a bottom feeder. And before this game, we're contending for the number 1 pick. There's just so much frustration. Josh Allen looks just completely like, I can't even think of the word. Like he just looks totally beat down.
Doesn't look like himself.
You can see it in his interview after the game. He looks just dead. On the sidelines, he looks dead. And it was a hot day in Miami. It was over 80 degrees. And obviously, it gets pretty hot on that turf. But like, I don't know. The team just looked lethargic tonight or today. Like no energy. The Dolphins came out with so much more speed. Their defense was way more physical at getting, stopping James Cook. It was just horrible. I was expecting a way better game than that. If you would have told me we lost by 17 to the Dolphins before this game, I would have told you you're crazy, but that's the result. And they got a tough game next week in Tampa, who just came off a tough loss to the Patriots, obviously. So they're gonna have to figure it out because the way they played today, it was not good enough. And if you want to contend for a Super Bowl, you got to play more consistent than they are right now because it's been a struggle.
I mean, let me just say this before I get my I won't talk for as long as Sean. Obviously, that was that was more for Sean. But let me just say this before I even get into my opinion at all. Like, please go follow Sean on TikTok and social media because obviously me and Sean are fans of our teams and we want the best for them. But Sean gives true breakdowns and he just tells it how it is every time. And he's not biased. He doesn't give excuses. He tells it how it is. Please make sure to go follow Sean on social media. Because he does the same thing there. This was just a version of it in the podcast. You could talk about it for a little longer, but that's what I appreciate about any football fan, but about Sean specifically is he can break down the game, and how the Bills are truly playing right now. For Miami, Mike McDaniel's coaching fairly well. I think he saved his job. He actually could maybe even be the coach next year for Miami, which at the beginning of the year looked almost like a joke to even talk about. I guess I don't really have much to say about Miami. It's more about Buffalo. I think, and Sean, I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting your team. I think the Bills are a little lucky because of how open the AFC is this year, because the Pats, who have been outstanding, Denver, it's just a ton of inexperienced playoff teams where I'd still probably trust Buffalo at the end, in the end, just because of the experience in the playoffs. But Josh Allen doesn't. I understand his numbers. If you look at it on paper, they look good. I watched the highlights of the game. Josh Allen doesn't look like the Josh Allen of normal, and a lot of that has to do with just being worn out. And I think, like you said, Sean, great point. If the Bills, and like you said also, if the Bills can't open up the run game, teams don't respect their pass game. They just don't.
They shouldn't.
They don't respect their passing offense. So if James Cook's only averaging 4 a carry, running for 53 yards, then teams are going to be like, okay, let's just load the box and let's just try to get if these receivers beat us, then they beat us. But if we got to cover Keon Coleman and Joshua Palmer one-on-one or Khalil Shakir, I think we feel pretty good about those matchups. Josh Allen looks worn down. The defense, the run defense is, they had a good week last week. And then they come right back down to earth this week against the Dolphins with Achane. And Achane's a great player, but he's never really been like a 150-yard rusher. He's more like a Bijan, he's not like a gap scheme runner, really. He's more of a receiving back, but The Bills do have a lot of glaring issues that they need to fix before the playoffs, and unfortunately, the trade deadline is passed. So it's gonna have to be in the building, and they're gonna have to figure out whether that's playing the rookies more. Wink, wink. Sean McDermott on the D line, but
Adding to that, Landon Jackson hurt his knee today.
yeah, just
He
I didn't
exited.
know that.
He exited first drive.
Just an absolute nightmare. But I don't. The one thing I will say, Sean, the Maxwell Harrison thing. I mean, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. You're going against Jalen Waddle, and he's his third career game. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too concerned about that. And some of the catches Waddle had, Harrison wasn't like getting cooked. He was there. I mean, the touchdown pass, he was there. That was just an unbelievable throw by Tua, to be honest. But, yeah, the Bills had a chance to, stick with the Pats in the race in the AFC East, and the Pats are. I'm not going to say pulling away because the Bills could easily still win this division, but I'm a little worried for the Bills' sake. It doesn't look like the same team of the past, but they could figure it out. Just I'm worried about the passing offense and the run defense, which I'm sure you are too, Sean. But yeah, brutal loss for the Bills there. And of course, the next game up, I feel bad getting into it, but it's the Pats beating the Bucs 28-23. But Sean, if you want to get any opinions out before me, you can go ahead because I have a lot to say about this game.
No, I'll let you go first.
Okay. So I posted a TikTok as well, and I try to be as unbiased as possible as well. And I don't only talk about the Patriots on that account because I want to talk about all football, but obviously I'm a huge Patriots fan, like one of the biggest probably you'll ever find. I was stressing out during this game, but I am so sick and tired of the narrative that the Pats haven't beaten anybody good because first of all, if they play the Titans 7 weeks in a row, you don't just win 7 games in a row. That doesn't happen in the NFL. You are a good team if you do that. And the Pats now beat the Bucs, but the goalposts then start to move again. Oh, the Bucs were injured. They didn't have Mike Evans. They didn't have Chris Godwin. It's like, first of all, the Bucs haven't had Chris Godwin pretty much all year. Second of all, Mike Evans, obviously huge loss. Why doesn't anyone talk about the Pats injuries? No Kayshon Boutte, no Ramondre Stevenson, no Christian Ellis. Those are 3 starting players right there. Your running back room at the end of the damn game was Dearness Johnson and Travion Henderson, who was hurt, by the way, and Terrell Jennings left the game. But no one wants to talk about that, right? The goalposts keep constantly moving. No one wants to accept that the Patriots are good again. I'm sorry, they are. And I want to be unbiased. This team's finding a way to win ball games. Drake May, he was okay. I mean, he had some amazing throws today, outstanding plays where I watch and I'm like, this guy is going to be so damn good for so long. And then he still has plays as a young player where I'm like, what the hell are you doing? The red zone interception it can't happen. That can't happen. That could have cost us. Luckily, the Pats defense has been just unbelievable this whole year. I mean, people can say what they want about whatever. The Pats defense has been great. But Drake May still made some young mistakes today. The ball was slippery at the beginning of the game. Of course, it started raining when the Pats got the ball. But Travion Henderson, that's the main storyline of the game. Finally, it only took Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, Terrell Jennings to get hurt for this guy to get 140. You finally give the guy a bell cow back game, and he averages 10 a carry for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. The guy is so friggin' fast. I mean, you see him in the open field. He had enough time to look at Mike Vrabel to check if he was good to score a touchdown. I don't know if you saw that, Sean, but the young guys are getting involved. Kyle Williams, 72-yard touchdown. He looked so fast there too. He completely blew by Jamal Dean. Completely. Mac Hollins, he's been steady Eddie. I know this isn't a basketball podcast. He reminds me so much of Al Horford for the Celtics. Just a grit guy, does everything well or everything solid. And Mac Hollins has been great. He's the reason Travion Henderson scored his first touchdown as a blocker. He kind of lines up as a fullback tight end sometimes, and then he catches a 50-yard bomb from Drake May, an absolute dime, by the way. Stephon Diggs, what a catch in the red zone. Just the whole offense bounced up. Pop Douglas had some nice plays today. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, and there's a lot of things I still think the Patriots can do better. Their gap scheme running was still poor, except for the explosive plays by Henderson. I thought Josh McDaniels was did not call a good game today at all. Luckily, Drake May helped a lot with that, but I did not love the play calling from Josh McDaniels. He's been good all year, so I don't want to freak out too much about that, but today was not his best play call day. Um, the defense was good. They still can't really sack the quarterback. Like Milton Williams and Christian Barmore are constantly getting pressure, but they're not getting enough pressure from the edge. Chaseon's been good. Landry, I think he's dealing with an injury because he has not been himself at all. So they need to generate pressure more from the edges. They need to McDaniels needs to be better. They need to figure out the run game up the middle at least. Because when you get Travion Henderson in space, the guy's so fast, he can do whatever he wants. But there's only so much excuses you could say because the team's winning. They're winning games. They're 8-2. They are a game and I think they're a game and a half ahead of the Bills, and they have the tiebreaker at this moment because they beat them in the head to head. The goalpost can't move anymore. The Patriots are a Super Bowl contender. They are. They beat the Bills on primetime in Buffalo. They just won in Tampa Bay in bad conditions. The Patriots are a Super Bowl contender, and there's no other way around it. I'm sick of the goalpost being moved. And I think this team's floor at this point is 12 wins, just with the schedule. And this game to me was the biggest teller of where this team truly is heading. Because if they lost by like 30 points this game, I would have been like, okay, they're a young team. They're good. They're going to make the playoffs, but they still got a ways to go. This game proved to me they weren't great, but they can fight through adversity. And man, oh man, it is exciting to see the Patriots like this again. I know it's for some people, it's pretty bittersweet, especially for Sean, because you don't want to see the Pats like this again. But I mean, just a winning football team. They're in, I think 50% of the reason is just the coaching. Obviously, the personnel changes have been amazing, the players we've gotten, but Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels have been unbelievable for this football team. And I'm so excited. They're a true Super Bowl contender, and no one can tell me otherwise at this current moment. And what a win, Sean. I know I just talked about it a lot, and I want to give a shout out to the Bucks too. Baker's amazing, and Emeka Ibuka's great. He had some nice moments today, but I don't know. Just I'm very excited about where the Patriots are right now.
How was Sean Tucker the first 50-yard rusher you guys allowed?
Oh, dude.
Sean Tucker of all people?
We didn't let Bijan Robinson,
James Cook,
Ashton Genty, like
none of those guys, but Sean Tucker is, I mean, doesn't matter at all. You guys won the game, but
no, I mean, know it's funny though.
Bro, I've been saying it all year. I thought Travion Henderson deserved way more reps than he's been getting, and boy, did he prove that today.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I didn't watch the game as in depth as you did, but I've been saying it all year, and I've been asking you too. I'm like, why is he not playing as much as he should be? And today, I think he earned a lot more reps than he's been getting.
Yep.
I guess kind of the same with Kyle Williams. How many catches did he have? Did he only have that one play?
Yeah.
I saw that play though, and obviously it was a great touchdown, but
really good throw by Drake May. I mean, unbelievable throw.
Another guy I was just like, why is he not playing more? Because like he's obviously a super talented player, but Kayshon Boutte's kind of been the main deep threat for them. But I think Kyle Williams is another guy that they could start to implement more and adds even more explosiveness to their offense. So definitely a game that you're excited to see some of those young guys shine in.
Yeah, and I can't describe how much I love Matt Collins. The guy is just the ultimate glue guy, and Sean, I feel bad talking about him because I know you loved him in Buffalo, but he's so important to this team, and he's having so much fun. Stephon Diggs is having a blast. This is like Stephon Diggs has changed as a person. Like he did like a complete 180. It's ridiculous. Like just who he is now. He's the leader on this team, and it's really exciting. Sean, I don't know if you agree with me, but we did a contender pretender last week, and I think the Patriots are contenders now at this point, Sean. I know we were kind of both on the fence a little bit. I did say they're contenders. I wanted to see how this game went. I think this kind of has to switch your opinion on them.
Yeah, I was waiting. You can say what you want about their schedule. First off, they don't make the schedule. It's not their choice who they play. But I wanted to just be a little conservative just because.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Obviously, they're having a great year, but the Bills were an in-division game, and anything can happen in those games. You saw what happened today. But the fact that they went into Tampa Bay, who's another team that is arguably a Super Bowl contender, that showed that they definitely are. And the Patriots are not a team I'd want to face in the playoffs.
Yeah. Me and Sean, I think we're gonna do a pretty fun segment on Tuesday because like Tuesdays are more of like kind of just whatever, just updates, and just fun segments for you guys. And please let us know, by the way, in the comments like what you guys want us to do. But um, yeah, those are kind of what the Tuesday episodes are for. But like I said, let us know in the comments what you guys want us to do on Tuesday episodes because it's kind of for you guys. But anyways, on to the next game. Sorry, those games took a while. Those are just me and Sean's teams. Um, the Giants losing. We got the Bears beating the Giants 24-20 at Soldier Field. Sean.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Giants fans. Jackson Dart leaving with a concussion. It's just kind of unfortunate. He was just really that only spark that was kind of pushing him through this grind of a season. But I haven't seen how bad it is yet. I haven't seen any updates since.
I haven't either. Russell Wilson.
So I'm not sure how bad the injury is, but Russell Wilson came in for 7 pass attempts and he got sacked twice. I mean, yikes.
Jackson Dart needs to do a better job of protecting himself, though. He's not doing a good job at that. He tries to get like 5 more yards on every single attempt he has on the ball, and it's like, dude, you got to just slide. And Drake May has the same problem, by the way. Like, you got to slide, but yeah, it's just a young player trying to make his mark.
Yeah, I can commend his effort because obviously he's trying to help his team win games in a season that's not going their way, but Darius Slayton had a hell of a game. Matt, I'm sure you saw the catch, bro. One-handed catch. It was absolutely unreal. That was a great play.
NFL Red Zone gave the catch of the week to Chris Olave, by the way. It's like, dude, the Slayton one was way better than that. Shout out to Chris Olave. No, it was like a sideline. It was kind of like the same as Slayton, but
I didn't see it.
Slayton's catch was way better. Way better.
Yeah. Theo Johnson's looking like he's starting to become kind of a safety blanket for Dart also. Love that turn for tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. As Giants haven't won a game on the road yet this year, I don't think the Bears are 6-3, which say what you want about that. Obviously, they're having a good year record-wise, but still not a team I'm really like sold on really being afraid of if I'm an opponent. Another classic game from Caleb where he's like the 50 to 60% completion percentage.
He did look pretty good today, though, like a lot better.
Yeah, just we talked about it last podcast. It just kind of feels like he's like, he hovers around that completion percentage a lot of the time, which is ironic because before the season started, I think Ben Johnson wanted him to be like 75% completion percentage, which was just unrealistic at the time. But Rome Odunze back to his self after not even getting a catch last week against the Bengals in a game where they put up over 40 points. So good to see that if you're a Chicago fan. He had a touchdown, 6 catches, 86 yards. Colston Loveland, I'm glad that he's getting targets. I think he deserves it. I mean, he's obviously super talented. I don't think they made the right choice taking him over Warren, but it's good to see that they're implementing him in their offense. He's obviously super talented as a pass catcher, but I'm not going to say good win by the Bears, but they found a way to win. They're 6-3. They're sitting in a solid spot right now.
I think if you're a Giants fan, Sean, and you could agree with me here, you just I think this season's, you want it to be a wash. You just want to go into next season, get a high draft pick and be healthy with
Give your quarterback.
No Malik Neighbors, no Jackson Dart, no Cam Scatterbo. And their next 3 games are the Packers, Lions, and Patriots. Like, just
it's brutal.
I mean, if you're a Giants fan, and obviously the players would never do this, they never, obviously it's not in their blood, but I think it's best for the organization to just lose, get a high draft pick, draft an offensive lineman, draft a defensive back, draft another wide receiver, and rebuild this team in the offseason because they have pieces to build around now. They have a direction, but it's just not this season. Not yet. You're injured. You got, like I just said, the Packers, Lions, and Patriots. It's like you're not winning any of those games. So I think it's just best for this team. Focus on next season. Stay healthy. You feel like you have a quarterback. Look for moral victories at this point. Look for these younger guys to step up. And you're seeing it from Jackson Dart. The D line's obviously always going to be great. You got Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. Not worried about that. Look for younger guys to step up. Look for moral victories. But at this point, for the Giants, it's just better off that you guys lose. But they are a watchable brand of football at Jackson Dart. I will say that. And for Chicago, Caleb did look better today. He had some really nice throws, and he had a really good game on the ground as well. Um, but we're almost at the point now where we're kind of taking moral victories for Caleb, and it's like he was the number one overall pick. Like, you want that completion percentage to consistently be a little bit
Yeah.
better than whatever it was today. Like, what is that, like 57% or something like that? Just
Yeah, right around there.
it's not good enough, but he was better today. Um, and again, Bears won a football game, and they're winning games, and that's all that matters in the NFL. And that division right now, it's pretty tight, especially if Green Bay loses tomorrow. Although I don't think Chicago is better than the Lions or the Packers when it's all said and done. But good win by them. A better game for their defense, which has been quietly horrible because everyone wants to
Oh
talk,
yeah, it's been really bad.
everyone wants to talk about the Bengals and the Cowboys, but the Bears defense, just like, statistically, EPA, TV, like it's bottom of the barrel and everything. Better game for them. Um, Obviously, when Dark went down, it kind of helped that situation a little bit, but Giants keep losing. I think at this point, get healthy for next year. And the Bears, nice win. Ben Johnson doing a better job. I think he's been pretty solid for the Bears, and they're quietly 6-3 right now. No matter who they've beaten, that's a pretty good win for the Bears. On to the next game. The Ravens starting to make me a little bit mad. They might be back. Beat the Vikings 27-19 in Minnesota. Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously again wasn't watching the game, fully intact just because I was watching the Bills game. But it looks like the Vikings kind of beat themselves more than the Ravens did.
Yeah.
I mean, I had red zone on in the background too, and it felt like every time I looked over, JJ McCarthy was trying to heave a ball downfield, and it just wasn't accurate. He threw 2 picks, and I'm pretty sure both picks were like really bad throws or really bad decisions.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, he was 20 of 42. Like, it's just, I don't know. Lamar wasn't efficient either. 17 of 29. Normally, you see a lot better games out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry with a kind of meh game. I don't know. Jalen Naylor had a huge game for the Vikings. I saw one catch that he had that was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But like in some of these throws that McCarthy's making, it kind of looks like he's trying to force it to.
He's doing way too much, dude.
Yeah, he's trying to force it to Addison Jefferson. It almost feels like he feels like pressured to get it to them because he knows that those are his top pass catchers, which, obviously you want the ball in their hands. They're your top receivers, but like it felt like every time I was looking over at red zone and they were on that game, it was McCarthy like heaving a ball downfield, hoping that Jefferson would just go up and grab it, or he's escaping the pocket, trying to make some miraculous play where it's just like, you're not at the point in your career just yet where you should be kind of making those plays. And especially, going 20 for 42, you kind of just got to find those completions and find more efficiency in the offense. I don't know if McCarthy's really going to be like a game-changing quarterback. He for the offense and how talented of weapons they have, he kind of just has to be like a good game manager.
Yep.
But I don't know. They got to find a happy I don't know. I'm not happy medium, but like the kind of game that he wants to play, because today was clearly not it, where he's just trying to force the ball to Jefferson and Addison all game.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, JJ McCarthy's pretty much played like two, maybe 3 good quarters of football. Like, he was good in the first quarter against the Lions. He wasn't really good today ever, to be honest. I mean,
No.
I feel like JJ McCarthy isn't really easing himself into the NFL, if that makes any sense. Like, like you said, he's trying to do a lot. He's taking a lot of sacks. He's looked really, really inaccurate. Especially even last week against the Lions, he had some very questionable decisions. He takes a lot of sacks. He doesn't really throw to the left. That was kind of his problem coming out of college. I don't really know how I feel about JJ, and I know it's early, and I don't want to judge too quickly. That'd be unfair of me. especially because he technically is a rookie at this point. But JJ, inaccurate, really, really questionable game from him today. And with the Ravens, they're starting to win again. Another good win. Tough place to play in Minnesota. And Minnesota had a chance to build a little winning streak here, and Baltimore, obviously with Lamar back, they can beat anybody in the NFL. I don't really know. I don't really know what to say about JJ McCarthy because I don't want to sound like I'm overreacting too much, but I'm sorry, I just don't like what I see from him so far. I I think he's just going to be a game manager, but he's not playing like a game manager. He's trying to play like he needs to run the offense. He's trying to play like he's the guy, but it's like, no, you are like
You're a rookie.
you're the third option, bro. You have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison to do that. And I don't know. Again, JJ McCarthy, very up and down start to his career so far. He's had some pretty high highs and he's had some really low lows. Especially on that final drive. I know they had no timeouts and it's tough for a young kid. I don't know if you got to catch that, Sean, but Minnesota, JJ specifically really struggled there with his decision making. The clock management was not good. And you expect that from a young player, but good win for the Ravens. And Minnesota digging a very deep hole for themselves. And Jefferson is not getting the ball. He's like, again,
Not enough.
No, not enough. Especially with a young quarterback, you'd hope for him to be a safety blanket, but again, he is like an outside receiver. I feel bad for Jefferson. I want him to have like a Mahomes or like an Allen or just
He would
someone
be unreal.
But good win for the Ravens. They're stringing together wins. And with Pittsburgh's loss tonight, they're like
right back in the thick of it.
Exactly. So good win for the Ravens. For the Vikings, they got a lot of stuff to figure out. And my question for you, Sean, do you think the Vikings regret not re-signing Sam Darnold?
Oh, absolutely. Dude, he just like, I feel like he just raised their I don't know how to describe it. Like watching Sam Darnold, it's like week in and week out,
they're skill position players.
Week in and week out, you knew the Vikings offense is going to go out and be like a passing offense that you have to be ready for.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they drafted McCarthy first round and they kind of had to play him just because of the situation they put themselves in. And I don't know if they were expecting that type of success out of Darnold.
No.
But I mean, it's like when you have a quarterback do that good, obviously you have to, when you draft a quarterback that high in McCarthy, you kind of have to play him. But I can't say I disagree with what they did because of the situation that they were in because they had to play him. But Darnold just he provided such a huge spark for that offense where I'm watching McCarthy and it's like, I feel like the Vikings can barely move the ball at all. And
yeah,
now that you're seeing that Darnold is lighting it up with Seattle now too, it's like, it just kind of probably put some salt in the wound there even more.
Yep. Really, really good way to put it, Sean. But the thing is with the first round quarterback though, Sean, is like we've seen quarterbacks sit for a couple of years. Like Jordan Love, he sat for like 4 years or 3 or 4 years until he played. Again, it's by an Aaron Rodgers, so it's different. But Kevin O'Connell in the back of his mind's got to be like, man, I wish we had Sam Darnold, especially with the level he's playing with this year. Like as good as JSN is, the Vikings overall still have better offensive personnel because you have Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson. Like you still have better players and you have a better play caller too. I think the last 2 games that Darnold had really played a big role in him not re-signing there because of how poor he played. But
I don't think you can base it just off that though. Like in their decision making.
A little bit of it was based off that. That's just
no. I agree. I think that part of it was, but I don't think it should have been. Like, bro,
I know.
Like, you can bro. I understand you could say what you want about performing in the playoffs, and obviously he didn't do it. Same with that. I think they played the Lions that final game of the regular season.
Yes, he played horrible.
But bro, their record was 13-4 to finish the year. Yeah,
14-3.
14-3.
Yeah.
Like, you have a quarterback that led you to that, and you just move on from him? I don't know, it's I know I've said it, like, a million times already, but they kinda had to because they had McCarthy, but, man, it's definitely questionable to move on from a quarterback that brought you to 14 and 3 or yeah, 14 and 3, you know you're getting with him, you can kinda just keep building off that season, you know, he got a playoff game under his belt, maybe after that, he's just kinda gonna get the yips out of the way and kinda get going in the playoffs from there, but
Yep.
I don't know, man, I don't it's not looking like a great move so far, I'm not loving what I'm seeing out of McCarthy compared to what Darnold did for their offense.
No, and you see what Darnold's doing in Seattle, and we'll get into that obviously. But yeah, I really wish they didn't base it off those last two games because they clearly did a little bit. Because let's just say Darnold did play amazing in the Lions game and the Rams game, and they lost. I think they would have considered it a little bit more. But like you said, that was Darnold's like first pretty much big time moment in his
Yeah.
career. So it's like I don't know. You can't really expect much out of him there in his first one, but
Like, I could see the Seahawks making a pretty good run with him now that,
yeah,
he's got that under his belt,
we're
especially
gonna
how the Seahawks are playing.
we're gonna get into Seattle with how good they've been. But the next game up, Saints beat the Panthers 17-7. This is kind of who me and Sean thought the Panthers were. Just can I just say one thing? Is Bryce Young's stat line every game this 17 for 25 for 124 yards and a pick? Like,
You
I'm
know,
sorry, like Bryce Young, like what is his ceiling? Like, what's the best he could play? I think the best he could play is average. Like, I don't think he's like if you look at these top echelon quarterbacks, and I don't want to bring height and strength into it, but it
it
matters.
matters.
Drake May, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, like even Baker Mayfield. These guys are huge. They're just massive human beings. Jalen Hurts is like he's not tall, but he's at least a stocky guy.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, he's
Kyler
small.
Murray,
Yeah.
tiny.
Bryce Young, yeah, but even Kyler's stocky and he's had a little bit of success. Bryce Young is small and he's not stocky. Um, I don't really. I've seen a lot of stuff with the Panthers being 5-4. Like, oh, Bryce Young's been solid, and he like has he?
No.
Like it's been like the defense has been good in the run game and like the coaching. It's been kind of everything else. And by the way, Sean, Tyler Shuck made us look pretty bad this game. And I'm not saying Tyler Shuck is the answer at quarterback for the Saints. Let's relax here. But got to give credit where credit's due. 282, 2 touchdowns, 19 for 27. Without Rashid Shaheed, like you're working with crumbs pretty much besides Chris Olave at the receiver position. I mean, is there wide receiver 2 Brandon Cooks right now? I mean, in like Devon Vele, like
Yeah.
bad receiving core. But you got to give credit where credit's due. And Tyler Shuck looks pretty good today. By the way, is Taysom Hill like ever going to retire? Like, I just have to
He
ask.
needs to.
Like, the guy is just, I don't know, but
He can't move.
yeah,
He can
but
barely move.
I know he's got to be what 34, 35
At least he might be 35.
But Juwan Johnson, good game. Chris Olave, really good game, really good catch.
Should have been a
Panthers.
bell.
Panthers came back down to earth. 7 points. Bad game from the op. Defense again had a good game. Besides those 2 drives by Shuck, defense had a good game. Kept you in it. But the Panthers offense kind of what me and Sean thought they were all along. Just poor, to be quite honest with you. Rico Dowdle had a terrible game today, by the way. First one we've seen all year, but Sean, take it away.
Yeah. I think it's funny you brought up Bryce Young's stat line because after that game, I saw, what he did that game. And I was like, I said the same thing as you. I'm like, he has the same stats every single game. So I went ahead and I looked at his game log on the season.
I was just going to do that.
He's had one game over 200 yards all
Exactly.
season. And that one game he had like 320. I forget who it was against.
Yeah, but it was against Arizona, but they lost and they were coming back in like junk.
Yeah.
Time. I remember that game.
Like, you have a first overall pick quarterback, and I understand. Say what you want about his receivers, bro. He can't throw for over 200 passing yards.
He has 10. Like he's already better than half the receivers that other quarterback. He's better than every receiver Josh Allen has.
Yeah,
not comparing the two, by the way.
No doubt. But like, I don't know, dude. Panthers fans like seem to love him for some reason.
He's a great human being.
Oh no, he's an incredible person,
amazing human being.
But like when it comes, like football's a business, and you got to have the best players at your position every single week. And I don't know. I'll talk about when the Bills played them because after that game, people were like, "Oh, we didn't have Bryce Young." It's like, dude, Bryce Young's not going to be the difference of 30 points.
No.
But it's just one example. I mean,
I
the
mean,
guy clearly
the Pats beat him by 30 with Bryce Young.
right. He clearly doesn't raise their ceiling enough to where he's going to
No.
lead them to like a consistent winning team.
No,
I don't
Bryce
know. 200. He's reached 200 yards one time all season. It's just
Bryce Young is
brutal.
never in his career going to be like a ceiling raiser. He is going to be and Bryce Young, you know, he could be another one of those stories where he signs with another team, but it's like you look at all these other quarterbacks that are good stories, right? Baker, Darnold,
Yeah.
big physical, like big arm, like tall quarterbacks. Bryce Young, 5'10", weaker arm, doesn't really have the physical tools. I think he could be a game manager at best. I guess the only other example you could throw out there is Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy's a way better processor than him, and Bryce Young's also like not that mobile, by the way. Like weirdly enough, like he doesn't really run that much. Um, I'm not a Bryce Young guy. I'm not a Bryce Young believer. I never was. Again, amazing human being. I don't want to take away from who he is as a person, but again, we're talking about just football here. Bryce Young, not the answer. And that was a sneaky big game for Carolina if they wanted any shot at making the playoffs, which they would have gotten demolished in the first round, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, but dude, if they won this game, they would have been 6-4. Like they're right in the mix.
And you know what the Bucks record is? 6-3. And if the Bucks lost to the Bills next weekend, like you're right there. So like, but then you lose at home to the Saints. Panthers fans got a little cocky. Oh, free win. You know, we're gonna be no, relax. Your team is still far away from where you need to be. Sneaky Kyler Murray destination, by the way. Just saying. Saints. Shout out to Tyler Shuck again.
Great game from Shuck.
Shout out to the defense.
Good rating of 128.9.
Yeah, really good game. Got to give credit where credit's due. Me and Sean will never be stubborn where like we'll be like, oh, well, you know, this, that. Like Tyler Shuck played good. Like, yeah, that's that.
It's a good game.
Next game up, Seahawks absolutely demolished the Cardinals. 44-22 at home. Kind of more first half points. Sean, you could take this one.
Dude, I mean, they had 35 points in the first 20 minutes of the game.
Yep.
Like, Jesus. Jacoby Brissett had the same play twice where DeMarcus Lawrence scored.
Oh, dude.
Like, they just batted the ball out of his hands and he fumbled, obviously. But that obviously wasn't carrying them. I mean, JSN scored, I believe, first drive of the game. Yeah, Cardinals kind of came back down to earth this week. Obviously riding high after last week, but I mean, I don't know. Darnold wasn't even that good. Like 10 for 12 in the air, 178 and a touchdown.
Yeah, but
I mean, he didn't really need to be, but
he didn't have to do anything, dude. This game was over in like the first quarter, dude.
No, I know. This game was obviously highlighted by the Seahawks defense taking over.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, his stats looked really good, but they were playing from behind all game. Wasn't efficient, 22 of 44. I mean, obviously barely ran the ball, but Trey McBride had a huge game. Marvin Harrison Jr., very disappointing. He had a nice catch on his touchdown, but other than that, just not really moving the needle for him. I thought Nick Emenwari had a really nice game. He did, he was making plays all over the field.
He got hurt middle of the game. He hurt his
he did his wrist. Yeah.
But yeah, this game was over before it's like really started, to be honest. Like Sam Darnold, like he threw the ball. Sam Darnold was 9 for 10 at halftime. He completed one more pass the rest of the game because they really just didn't have to. The Seahawks are really damn good. Their defense is awesome. And Sam Darnold and JSN might be the best receiver in the NFL. I mean, let's be honest here.
Playing like it right now.
He's unbelievable. He's on pace for like 2,100 yards. The Seahawks are so good. They're such a well-coached team. Their defensive personnel is so stacked everywhere. I love how the Seahawks are built. Reek Woolen, I know he has his fair share of issues, but he's not even starting. Like he's still a pretty good player. Like they're just stacked everywhere with Witherspoon, Love. They're so good. Even the front seven with Boye Mafe, who's not even really doing much this year, but I still think he's a good player. Leonard Williams, they're so good. Really good coach team. Cooper Kupp finally had a big catch today. He's been invisible, but That's the one issue. One issue with Seattle. Hopefully, Shaheed can fill that. Is kind of the playmakers outside of JSN have been very underwhelming, but really, really nice game from Seattle. They did this to the Saints a couple weeks ago, where the game was over before it started. Sam Darnold didn't really have to do much, but for the Cardinals, they're in such a weird spot right now because like I know Jacoby Brissett's playing nice, but it's like, dude, he's like 33 years old on a
Yeah.
1-year deal. He's not mobile. Like he's not the guy. Obviously, Kyler, we could predict Kyler's gone next year, whether he's released or traded. Kyler's not a Cardinal next year. Um, are the Cardinals going to be in position to draft a quarterback?
I mean, yeah, if he's gone, I would think so. I think they're on pace to kind of have a high draft pick if they keep losing. They're three
Well,
and six right now, but
yeah. Then they got the Niners, the Jags, the Bucks, the Rams. That's a tough stretch there. So, um,
yeah, I could see them 100% losing all four of
Card-
those games.
Cardinals are sneaky in a very bad spot with the money they have to pay Kyler and also just like I don't know their roster I don't know they have good pieces to build around the defensive pieces, the offensive pieces. It's pretty much just Kyler holding them back. And I don't know how I feel about Jonathan Gannon, to be honest with you, as a head coach, but um, nonetheless, Seattle really damn good. They're a true contender. We have to really start talking about them as a true threat in the NFC.
Yep.
And the NFC West is going to come down to two really fun, exciting teams, but really good win by the Seahawks again. And Cardinals are in an interesting spot, to say the least. On to the next game. Don't really need to talk about this one that much. Lions just demolished the Commanders. Commanders, me and Sean have talked about this. If you guys watch our previous episodes, make sure to go check them out. I know they're derailed by injuries, and it's honestly funny if you look at how many people are hurt for them at this point. Like it's like literally all their best players, Daniels, like McLaurin, Dorrance Armstrong, like they are so hurt right now, everyone. But I've said it a million times. I hate where this team is right now as a roster. I don't like the position they're in, especially around Jaden Daniels. And even when Daniels was playing, like if Jaden Daniels didn't get hurt, and again, prayers up to him. I don't want this to sound like I'm like, talking like bad about it, but he got killed on Sunday Night Football last week. And everyone's only talking about the injury, but it's like they were down 38-7 with Jaden Daniels in there, by the way. It's like this Commanders team is not in a good spot at all, roster wise. They're 3-7. At this point, do you even want to bring Daniels back? Like, what's the point? Like, you're not making the playoffs, obviously. You might as well just get a good draft pick and try to build a younger team around Jaden Daniels because this team is old as dirt. But Lions, really good bounce back win. They needed this. We kind of knew this was going to happen. Just a classic Lions 40-point game. Happens, seems like every other week at this point.
Yep.
Really good game from Jahmyr Gibbs. And by the way, not really football related. Sean, we talked about this a little bit. What is Daron Payne doing? I mean, what are you doing? Literally, I don't get why people punch NFL players in the face when they have helmets on, bro. Like
With their bare hand.
And then Javon Kinlaw, he did something too. I forget.
He was in Jared Goff's face, like talking trash and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you're down by like I forget what the deficit was. They were down by like 20, I think, at the point.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what are you doing? You guys are getting killed, and you're
You're
in the quarterback's face that is absolutely picking apart your defense, and you're just talking trash. It's like, bro, come on, just move
That's
on.
like their leaders on defense too. Like those are supposed to be like their two. Because like Daron Payne's been there forever. Javon Kinlaw, he's an older veteran. It's like, what are you guys doing? But that's kind of just the state the Commanders are in at this point.
Yeah.
Javon Kinlaw, Javon Kinlaw had some words to say after about the refs saying he didn't handle it well. I'll say it in the PG form because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube here. But I don't really know how you could say that. What else is the ref supposed to do? Payne punched a guy in the face. Like, what is he going to be like? Oh, we'll keep. No, you're getting ejected for that. But Commanders are in a tough spot. Locker room vibes look horrible. The whole stadium was Lions fans, by the way. Good win for the Lions, especially because the Bears won. Don't really need to
It's a
talk
very
about
easily
that.
predictable game.
Yeah. Next game, we have the Rams beating the Niners 42-26. Now, this game's interesting because it wasn't really a game. The Rams were, winning by a lot, but Mac Jones actually played like well, and like his stat line wasn't a box score game because he genuinely played well the whole game. 33 or
Yep.
39 for 319, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Stafford again, unbelievable game. He's probably the MVP right now. 280, 4 touchdowns, 24 or 36. Um, Puka Nakua, Devontae Adams touchdowns. Seems like that happens every week. Um, pretty uh career low in receptions for Puka Nakua, 5 receptions in a game, seems like. But yeah, Sean, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I was watching this game pretty tentatively. I was just kind of scrolling through the 4 o'clock/4:25 games, and you know, obviously the Rams dominated 42 points. Stafford has a touchdown interception ratio of like 25-2,
Yeah.
which is just absurd.
Mhm.
I mean, just week in and week out, like it's so hard to stop this offense. Just with the wide receiver duo they have, Kyron Williams has been really good for them. 2 touchdowns today.
Yep.
But I mean, you got to give credit to Mac Jones. I mean, it wasn't even like they had to come from behind. Like he was genuinely playing like a good
Yeah, he
football
did.
game. It
Yeah.
was even like in the beginning of the game. It's not like he was playing bad.
Mhm.
Um, they're not getting much from McCaffrey on the ground. If
No.
I'm being honest, 12 catch or 12 rushes for 30 yards. It feels like he has a game like that every week. Obviously incredible in the air again, 8 catches for 66
He's
yards.
pretty much a receiver at this
No,
point.
yeah, he genuinely is. I mean, Brian Robinson Jr. outrushed him today. He had like one good drive.
Mhm.
Um, Classic George Kittle back at it,
Mhm.
84 yards for 9 catches and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings had a solid game. But I mean, it just seems impossible to stop the Rams offense, dude. Like
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
so good.
you could throw any defense out there on any Sunday. It just feels like I mean, how do you stop Matt Stafford slinging the ball to Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams? Like it's just a
Kyron
night
Yeah.
just a nightmare matchup for any team.
And Kyron Williams has been efficient this year, which like he's had trouble with like yards per carry, but it's like he's even been efficient this year.
Yep.
And like, yeah, it just seems like there's literally zero stopping like this offense. And even like guys like Colby Parkinson have been pretty solid for them, and Tutu Atwell. Like they're getting production from a lot of players on their offense. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, the Rams are a scary, scary team in the NFC. Uh, Overall, just a great football team. And even against Robert Saleh, and I know the Niners defense is hurt, but Robert Saleh's defense, it's always going to be a tough test. And the Rams had their way, obviously, uh, with the Niners defense, like just the entire game, pretty much. Um, On to the Sunday night game. The Chargers beat the Steelers 25-10 in LA. A lot of people picked the Steelers in this game because of how banged up the Chargers offensive line is, and rightfully so. Their offensive line without Joe Alt is unwatchable, to say the least. But I guess the main takeaway from this is like Pittsburgh is just mid. They're just a mediocre team. Uh, Me and Sean were kind of talking about it a little bit before. Their offense is just so stagnant and boring, and like DK Metcalf is like barely involved in the offense. Aaron Rodgers had a very poor game from what I was watching. I'm not even just going by the stats. I mean, obviously his stats don't look good, but just from watching, he didn't look good. Um, and for the Chargers, they're quietly 7-3. Like I know they're injured, but like they're quietly 7-3. I don't think they're gonna make any noise by any means because of how bad Herbert still got sacked 5 times. Um, Vidal's pretty good, dude. I got to be honest. He's pretty good. And Lad McConkey had a pretty big game today, but they're quietly 7-3. They're sole possession of a wild card spot, and they're winning games again. But I still just don't trust this offensive line. And Pittsburgh is just so mediocre.
Yeah, I hate watching Pittsburgh's offense. Like
So
it's like
bad.
watching paint dry, dude. I mean, you got DK Metcalf, who's a top 5 paid wide receiver in the NFL,
Yep.
and he has 3 catches for 35 yards. Last week he had 2 catches for 6 yards.
I was gonna say that kind of seems like DK. Just like I'm
He's so
telling you,
boom or bust, man.
he doesn't seem like he's like really like because like the Steelers offense is run by tight ends. It's tight ends every time. 13 personnel, 12 personnel, and they're throwing a Fryermuth or Darnell. Like it's so and they drop the offense. They get Rodgers to throw the ball like so fast. But Yeah, they've just. I mean, I'm looking at DK stats right now. The past couple games. I mean, just listen to this, Sean. For a $35 million receiver, 3 for 35, 2 for 6, 5 for 55, 3 for 50. Like that's just
I have him in fantasy, so trust me, I'm aware of his struggles.
yeah,
It's
like
not great.
3 for 20. Like I don't know. It's just
You need
I was
more.
I was high. You need no. You don't just need more. You need like literally a complete like 180 because I was expecting a pretty big year out of DK. Like I was, oh, only receiver there. They're gonna be peppering him with targets.
Yep.
Literally the complete opposite. Like he gets like
It doesn't even
five.
look like Rodgers looks his way, dude.
No, because
Sometimes.
the problem is DK. He's an X receiver, so it takes his routes to develop. And the Steelers' offense is quick throws, quick throws, quick throws, quick throws, snap, screen, snap, quick throw, snap. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. They're like you said, Sean. They're brutal to watch. It's so boring.
Their pass rush has gotten a lot better on defense, though, the last
Yes,
couple of games.
It has for sure. And
Herbert was going through it tonight. I kind of felt bad for him.
because of how their offensive line is so bad. Shout out to
Yeah.
Patriots legend Kyle Duggar. He's been filling in a pretty big role for the Steelers, but nonetheless, Baltimore creeping up on Pittsburgh, and they're gonna win the division. Let's be honest here. I just like Pittsburgh's next couple of games. They got the Bears, they got the Steelers, and they got the Bengals, they got the Bears, and they got you guys. So and the Ravens. So it's decently tough stretch there. And Baltimore is right on their backs now, only a game behind. So Pittsburgh not looking too great right now. And Chargers, they're winning ball games, so that's all that matters. Last game, we forgot to talk about this because obviously we weren't able to do our pick'ems. The Broncos on Thursday night, which is maybe the worst game I've ever watched in my life. Me and Sean were talking a lot about it. Beat the Raiders 10-7 in a thriller on Thursday night in Denver. I mean, I have another opinion on this game. Sean, you could start us off with just your overall thoughts.
Yeah, kind of just your classic Thursday night football game. I mean, Tyler Lockett was the leading receiver. Are we serious?
We 2016.
Good God. Geno Smith got sacked 6 times. Broncos pass rush obviously annihilating him. I'll be upfront. I didn't watch this game too in depth because I was watching the Sabres game for majority that night. But
I watched the whole game.
I feel bad for people who watched every snap of this game, including Matt, because my God, that is a horrible game. 10-7. I mean, somehow the Broncos continue to win games. I'm not too sure how. Obviously, their defense is elite, but like, I know Matt has his opinions on Bo Nix. I'm starting to develop those same ones. I mean, he does not provide a high ceiling for this offense at all. Like he's just, I don't know, man. 2 interceptions again, 16 for 28. He's not efficient. 150 passing. Like, I don't know. Pat Bryant was the leading receiver with 1 catch.
5 yards per attempt, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm not scared if I'm seeing the Broncos in the playoffs. I know I said last week in our Contenders or Pretenders episode that they were a contender, but I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind just with how much I'm starting to realize that their offense is struggling. I don't think they're a Super Bowl caliber offense. Obviously, their defenses because you know they have an elite pass rush and their secondary when Surtain is there is great. I mean, they didn't even have Surtain for this game, and they still held the Raiders to 7. So, starting to change my mind on them for sure. I'm starting to think they're pretenders. I mean, they're 8-2. They got tied for the best record in football with the Colts, I believe,
and the Pats,
right? But I don't know, just not a team I'm really too afraid of if I saw them in an important game.
No, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because again, they're winning football games, but like Bo Nix, like I don't really know how much more I could say about him. It's like, okay, you look like this is like obviously not this game, but you look like trash for 3 quarters. And then you had a nice comeback, and it's great. It's awesome. That's not sustainable. Then you go against the Raiders Thursday Night Football. You're rolling. You know you're at home. Like you should, and then you put up a stinker. I mean, if you played anybody but the Raiders, you're probably losing that game. Besides like a couple other teams, I'm just talking. Even if you played a mid team, you're losing that game. Bo Nix. That was one of the worst games I've ever watched of football in my life. Like, I was so unbelievably bored watching that game. First of all, Ashton Jetty, absolutely awful drop for an interception. That was the only interception that Geno's had all year that actually wasn't his fault, it seems like. Um, God, his numbers are bad. I just looked at it. 11 touchdowns to 12 picks. Good Lord. But I think the Raiders have to start maybe considering starting Kenny Pickett. I know Gino looked really good against the Jags, but
Good God.
yeah, get another face in there. But they also they don't throw the ball to Brock Bowers early enough, like in drives. They kind of just target him on third downs. He needs to be the number one target every time.
Oh, yeah.
Their receiving core, by the way, without Jacoby Myers, is maybe the worst in the league. Trey Tucker, uh, Tyler Lockett, Jack Besh, Dante Thornton, like just an absolute smorgasbord of mediocrity there. But the the Broncos have a Super Bowl caliber defense, and they have a like extremely below average offense. And people can blame Sean Payton, and he trust me, he has his fair share of issues. He had a horrible play call on 3rd and 1 where he threw like a screen to Cortland Sutton, and then they had Sutton throw the ball to Nix, and Bo Nix threw the ball like 4 yards behind Sutton. And
Oh, actually, good God.
yeah, the play was dead at the start. But I'm again, like, I feel like when this Broncos and if they win the division, like, again, great season. Bo Nix is not a franchise quarterback. I'm standing on that. I think Bo Nix hit his ceiling last year. And again, yeah, the guy throws touchdowns. He has touchdowns in like 20 straight games or whatever. But like, I don't see the vision with Bo Nix. I think he's just going to be a game manager too, slightly above in some moments and slightly below, and a lot below in other moments. But again, overall thoughts on this game, so goddamn boring. Like, hurt my eyes to watch this game. And I really hope this Thursday is not another version of that. I hope the Pats can be some fun to watch and put up 40 on the Jets, but that's for the other episode that we'll get into. And then just to preview tomorrow night's matchup, maybe the game of the year so far, Eagles Packers are one of the games of the year. Green Bay coming off an embarrassing loss to the Panthers. Eagles coming off a bye, so they're well rested. They're ready to go. We're just gonna do our predictions real quick. Sean, who you got in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles coming off a bye. I think the Packers will hopefully come out firing just because
At
of a
home.
brutal loss against Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it's at home, bro. They lost to the Panthers at home.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, they need to come out firing.
No doubt. I mean, I don't know. I just think the Eagles are a better team at the moment. Coming off a bye week, I trust them a lot more to win a game right now. I think adding Jalen Phillips to that pass rush is going to help out a lot too.
Yep.
So hopefully they can get to love a bunch. But
Don't worry, they'll turn him into a 17 sack guy.
Yeah, he'll be an All Pro by the end of the year. But yeah, I'll take the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I think it's a bigger spot for Green Bay to win because the Eagles have that division. Green Bay, that division's maybe the toughest in football. Give me the Packers though. I don't love what I'm seeing for them on offense, and their defense is still great. Obviously, I think Jalen Hurts is going to struggle a little bit, but I'm taking Green Bay. Jordan Love needs to have a better game, better decisions, and they're just never healthy on offense. And like, even if they are, like, their receivers are just, again, they don't have anyone you truly game plan for, and that's fine because some teams can get away with that, but you definitely need a guy that can be a game breaker for you at points. And Matthew Golden really hasn't been that yet, to be quite honest. And
I think he's hurt right now too.
Yeah, he is. And Matt LaFleur has been a very underwhelming play caller this year, running the ball a lot. But I'm going to take the Green Bay in that game. It should be a really fun game to watch. But that's going to do it for episode 6 of the Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Make sure to go follow Sean on all socials, Buffalo Banter, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that, or X, what have you. Same with me on my handle, TikTok, Twitter, what have you. And we're going to be dropping an episode on Tuesday. And make sure to let us know in either the TikTok comments or the YouTube comments what segments you guys want us to do, because it's kind of a free-for-all episode for me and Sean. We obviously have some episodes in mind, some ideas in mind, but we want to entertain you guys as well. And again, we can't thank you guys enough for showing the amount of support you guys have. We did not expect to even be getting more than 10 views on any videos. Me and Sean were just kind of doing this for fun, but you guys have been amazing so far. So we appreciate you guys so much. And we're gonna keep doing these for you guys because we love talking football, and um, this is pretty much the place to do it for me and Sean. So, again, thank you guys for watching episode 6, and we will see you guys on Tuesday.